Welcome back to another episode of Racehead Podcast. My name's Angus.
I'm Derek, and Dom's back with us again.
Yay! For the third time.
Yeah.
So, I think a recent event that just happened was the Game Awards 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of great games, but there's also a lot of crappy games that comes out.
Oh, yeah. But first, congratulations to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I have not played it yet, but I might once it goes
I
on
actually
sale.
really want to get it. It's Baldur's Gate. It's like D&D basically, right?
Yeah.
But you can also play multiplayer.
Yeah, you can play with your friends or you can play solo.
Yeah, and you can also play it next to it's like a couch co-op or couch multiplayer. Or is it online multiplayer?
It's an online campaign.
Can you cannot couch it? Like, can you not play out the same one?
I don't know. So like I haven't watched enough of it because usually when I watch streamers on Twitch, right? So when I watch the streamers that do play it on Twitch, they usually have their group of friends together already. So I can't tell what's their solo and what's their co-op campaign stuff.
So when you do you know that when you play multiplayer, do you just wait for the other person to make a move and then you're just
it's turn-based.
Oh, it's turn-based.
Yeah. So like you all go your turn, something happens, and then you guys can sort of like discuss what you guys want everybody to do.
Oh,
and then maybe one person moves into this direction, another person moves here, but then there's like dice rolls and stuff, right? So basically it's like contingent on what you guys roll and like what the outcome is, right? But yeah, they
won
a ton of great games. Yeah, they took most of the awards.
I think they deserve it though, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like it was, I forgot how many years in the making it was. It was like at least like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for games. I think the game I'm working on now is probably take 3 years. Where I think it's not pre-pro anymore, but we're starting to get pretty busy, and I think we're going to be in full production next year. And it's going to be like that for 2-3 years, I think.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, like Angus said, there's some terrible ass games that have been out this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because people are picky overall in general, but there's been like a very big trend of scams and games coming out like super buggy or like uncompleted.
Is it like, you mean like complete, not beta games?
Yeah, so not beta games. So like the most recent one to history, of course, I'm sure a lot of people who are gamers have heard about, is called The Day Before, and which literally launched, I think,
last week.
Like last week, like I think the day after the Game Awards, and it was supposed to be like
DayZ.
Like basically DayZ, but in an MMORPG style, right? And they promised so many things, and it was, I think Steam said it was like one of the most wish-listed games of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then when it came out,
it was so bad. They under-delivered and over-promised on so many different issues. And it got so bad to the point where the company itself filed for bankruptcy. Yeah, that's a huge thing.
4 days after the launch of the game.
Yeah, and then the devs, I guess I won't say the devs, but I don't even know what kind of company made this game, but they sent some kind of message which was like a backhanded thing where they said, things happen, blah, 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 instead of like apologizing. A lot of gamers just really got upset. I saw gameplays of it. Honestly, the art perspective, the world building, amazing job. Really? I thought they did a really good job on the world. Art stuff, it looks like Last of Us mixed with Division 2. It's done a really good job. I can't hate the art side. I think it's just more the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, the gameplay itself
and storyline. I don't know about the storyline, but the world feels very empty.
Yeah,
like it's supposed to be filled with players, but it was like you're the only one playing the game. Like I was watching there's a YouTuber called Real Brad or Brad something. He played for like 30 minutes. I just put it on the side of my monitor. He was walking for like 30 minutes and there was nothing happening. And he would see some zombies. He would shoot it. They would respond a second later after getting shot. It was so bad. I'm like, wow, how did this get pushed out? I guess they were running out of money, right? They needed money, so they had to push it out.
But like, if there's no content for people to play, your player retention is just terrible, right? Because people buy it, they play it, they're like, well, there's nothing to play.
And the servers were like busted too, apparently.
They refund the game too.
Yeah. Like apparently most of the servers was so busted that you could even join, but they tell you that the server is full instead of telling you that the server is like
that's
broken.
Rough. That's just, there's nothing good about this game.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what it looks like if there's nothing to do.
Yeah. It looks like Division 2, but just really, really empty. So, man.
I mean, like, so do you think that is because of the company just wanted to
overpromise too much?
Yeah, they overpromised too much. It's like were they overestimating their abilities, or do you think that it's just that people have come to expect too much these days of like new hyped games kind of thing? Like when people are like, oh, this is going to be amazing just based on a simple trailer in itself of a game. Because you work in the games industry, right? So you know how much work goes into such something like this. So you're like, how does a company like this kind of, how do I say it? They promise something and then like not even through updates. It's like, they're like, oh, we finished the game. And there's like absolutely nothing that they promised on the game there. It's like, I understand certain things need to be cut during production. Yeah. Right?
It happens. It's very common.
But like when you don't deliver on like, I don't know, I think they said it was like 80% of the game, you're like, dude, what happened?
But like that happened before, especially with the game No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, No Man's, like the creator was like super ambitious. You're supposed to go to like infinite planets. There's so many.
And they're always new.
It's always new, yeah. Everything's different. But then when they released the game, it was nowhere near that. Yeah. It was kind of, I won't say buggy, but it just wasn't what the creator promised.
Also, there was nothing to do apparently.
Yeah, it's just very empty.
Yeah, it's just like a planet, and then you wander through it, and then you go to another one.
Yeah, because there's lack of. It's not exactly what you thought it would be.
Yeah,
right. What he promised.
In fairness, if you were to play a video game where it's endlessly expansive, almost like it's automated in the sense where like, oh, like, you know that thing where you your reality is not real, the one that you don't see. Is like it's not generated, right? It's kind of like we're in a computer game. That's kind of what it is. Like it's just, if there's never ever been a game where like you can constantly generate new parts of the world, right? So like in a sense, like, hey, like you had a really interesting idea, a really, really interesting idea. I mean, that being said, there are people that play games that are like Diablo, where like it kind of like every time you go into a stage, sometimes it's completely new. Well, the old ones, all the ones are exactly the same. Mm-hmm. But like some mazes are completely new in some games, right? But he tried to make a new world every time, which is very ambitious, really cool. And I still think props to him for trying that. But like, dude, give us something to do, man.
Yeah. But apparently the game No Man's Sky now, it's exactly what he promised.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a lot of updates.
Because he was constantly updating. Like he did not stop updating. So the creators like that is actually, it's good. He did deliver.
He didn't go bankrupt.
Yeah, he didn't go bankrupt. He actually delivered what he promised. But it took many updates and like years. But he actually kept doing it. So creators like that. It worked.
What are you doing it? I don't understand what you're doing.
I think there's just a lot, exactly what he promised. Like the world's actually filled. You can do so much more. It's still procedural, right? It's like AI procedural game, but it's just, I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it's a game I actually want to get, but I still think it's a bit expensive.
What's it called? Another one that had a lot of problems on launch was, I'm pretty sure everyone remember, it's like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, with all the bugs.
They redid it completely with like the updates.
That one, the studio actually had to like apologize, and like whoever wanted a refund, they gave it
because
back
they couldn't even run on the consoles.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they had to take it off the PS Store, I think, because it just didn't run. Because it was too buggy, it kept freezing, kept shutting down.
I saw those reviews on Steam.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but I think maybe. Do you guys think that the gaming industry is setting the bar too high, or players are expecting too much now, which makes it very hard to deliver?
No, I think the bar is too low in terms of the production that they've made. Like the thing that they're actually making, because like it almost feels like they have this I'll fix it later attitude.
Yeah. Because like people like when we grew up, when we bought games, like actual physical games, like I'll count digital copies too. Who cares? But like when we got the game, there wasn't that many issues. Yeah, there was maybe a few glitches with it, like, but they wasn't like game breaking glitches, right? You could play it through. It was like a full complete game, and you would have like very little issues with it whatsoever. But like now, like it's like we'll fix it later and later patches, updates, but and you're like,
the games back then were also very linear.
It's very simple.
Yeah, they were like Pokemon Red and Blue. They were actually like game breaking things because if you touch the metronome or whatever it's called, the unknown, they would fuck up your game.
Break up your game.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that was one of few, and you had to look for it. Nobody, you didn't just run into it. Very often, right? And so then there are those things, and these games are linear. You're going from badge 1 to 8, Elite 4. But there's all these other games where you can move in a multitude of different directions, and sometimes you get to the same result or you don't, or like it's a completely open world game and you're just all over the fucking place all the time. Like Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
By the way, Grand Theft Auto is a fucking amazing game.
Yo, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
How do you make a game like Grand Theft Auto where like it's like so amazingly like just so well built, whether it's the solo player or the multiplayer, but the stories are really good if you never played them. And then all of a sudden you get these games that are open world and they're just dog shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think Rockstar, but they spend like years and years on their Grand Theft Auto series.
Which you should.
Yeah.
You're trying to craft a world, then treat it like you're crafting a world.
Yeah.
Right? People spend more time writing books than like the way you guys are developing a game. Not you, but like developing games.
Yo, I just create art. That's it.
I didn't mean it. Oh man, I'm being invited again. But like that's the thing. Like it's okay to spend more time on it. I think they're like, well, we have a certain budget. Well, if you don't have enough budget, don't fathom making such big entities.
But isn't that comes down to expectations of players? Because no one wants to play a basic game.
That's not true. People still go back and play Final Fantasy VII right now. They'll go back and play Final Fantasy Tactics right now.
Yeah.
But the current industry is the bar is setting higher and higher to make it look interesting. Because right now, a lot of people do go back to the old school stuff, but it's only a niche. As a business, you want to try to generate as much money as you can and have a wider audience.
Yeah.
So you do want to set the bar higher to say, like, this is the next gen gaming. This is what I want people to play next. Like, we want to set that bar. Yeah. That's why, like, Last of Us, Uncharted, Elden Ring, they're like pushing the bar higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
Which separates them from other games.
Which you should.
Yeah.
But it has to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Because the reason why like Elden Ring worked was because they worked on it for so long too. Yeah. And they were able to basically on launch, there wasn't much of any issues actually.
No. Like it's more of a single player issue, no? No. Wait, no. There is no issue.
There was no issue because it's a campaign game, right?
Yeah,
and then you can invade other people's worlds, but it's not like a fully multiplayer.
Yeah, and they've been doing that since like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
The first one.
They're very good at what they do. I think some of the franchises that have gone downhill would be like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
They said like the games are not as good as they were before.
Yeah.
And there are certain glitchy issues. I've had them myself because I play the game.
Yeah.
Like I just got stuck on this one thing and like the prompts wouldn't work. I talked to the person.
Yeah.
I looked online. I looked on the walkthroughs. I'm like, dude, just do the thing you're supposed to do. And they just wouldn't respond to me. And I had to restart the game like entirely because you can't proceed without talking to someone.
Yeah.
No.
But like, you can't build a game like that. It's just you're paying like almost $100 now per game.
Yeah.
And then there's DLCs after that you have to pay like $30, $40 per.
Yeah, I know. I think Ubisoft for was it Far Cry or Assassin's Creed? I forgot which one, but they refunded people money. This is one. I think it was Assassin's Creed. It was so buggy they refunded people money. Yeah. Yeah.
But like the idea of Assassin's Creed is amazing though. It really is. Like you're like this assassin. You have all these really cool tools.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys should keep the fucking tools that are cool and stop making up new ones that aren't as cool. Like fucking poison darts was dope. Berserk darts dope. And then like all of a sudden they come up with this fucking some dude with a hatchet. I'm like, what kind of assassin uses a hatchet?
But it's different time period.
Yeah. Everybody has knives no matter where you're from. Just use the normal shit. We'll fucking use an axe.
But it gets boring though. Repetitive, right?
I think one of the things is also like when people try to stretch a franchise too much as well.
Like Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, because it's like your storyline was great up to a certain point, and you had that because you had the content to back it up. But because you continuously want to keep generating money under that game title, you create more and more. But the succeeding series aren't as great as your original works.
Yeah.
And even though like you had a great large player base, eventually if they keep playing these terrible, like not so great games, they'll not buy the next one because they're like, well, it's not that great anymore, right?
No, but the reason why they do that is because it's safe. It's very safe.
It is.
You already have the fan base.
Yeah.
Since you already have the fan base, the chances of people buying that game is high.
Yeah.
So that's why people always go back to the franchise. But I agree, sometimes companies do milk it as much as they can until it's completely dead. Then you're like, oh, then it starts something new. But it's a very common. It's a more of a business strategy, right?
Yeah.
Risk is a lot hard. Risk is risky, right? Starting a new IP.
Yeah.
I know, like when I was at EA, they did try. Yeah, hey, props to them. They did try some new IPs. Of course, we would do it for like couple months, or let's say a year. We work on something, and all of a sudden, you show it to the higher ups, and they're like, nah. This is not gonna work. Like, it looks fun, but the fan base is not really there. We have to start from scratch. It's like, no, like let's take the safer route. This happens in game dev, like all the time. So you get like projects getting canned, and you just start from scratch again.
Yeah.
So it's mostly like a business money thing.
I mean, I guess in a way, that makes the live service games maybe a little bit easier to, because you still have a continual fan base with the live service games without actually creating
updates have to be good though. Yeah. I know you guys complain about Valorant, man.
Valorant. The problem with Valorant is that like they're changing the firing error rate for some guns. So like some of them get more accurate and less accurate. But like the thing is, we're all used to shooting the guns a certain way. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, now this gun goes like, it's all over the fucking place. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, they do like patches, like
they patch it all the time
because they think it's like too OP or something, and they like fix it.
But then they'll fix it back, and then or like they'll change your character's like abilities, and so that like, oh yeah, like he used to be able to teleport from here to here, but now he like can only teleport from like this distance, and then he only has one thing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I feel like they do that a lot just to keep things fresh. Because if they know that one champion is so OP, everyone's gonna keep going with that, right? So they need to change the team comp. They need people to try new things to kind of change like the meta or whatever.
Yeah. But like even then, it's like microtransactions, right? The way that most of the free to play games make their money.
It's cosmetics.
I feel like sometimes it's like some of them are great. Like some of the Valorant gun skins, I was like, dude, this is amazing. I'm amazed that they could think about this. But other ones, they're like, wow, it felt like they just kind of slapped a rat.
Those motherfuckers, right?
Yeah, they slapped
it's like
a
color
rat
swap.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like the design almost the same, but then they put a different like kind of theme to it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo, fuck. And then now they're having 2.0 versions where it's like the original gun, but now it's on other guns.
Oh,
yeah, and they sell it separately. And guess what? Like the skins are like $100-something per a bundle in Canadian dollars.
What?
Yes. And
Yeah,
you'll get like
expensive.
4 guns, like a thing to go over your character, like
Oh my god.
not your character, but like your character card.
That's a lot.
$100-something per.
Well, I guess they have to generate money, but it still costs a lot of money. Let's be real.
I mean, it's almost like I was talking down about this before, but it's remember when DLCs were actually free?
Yeah.
You know, like nowadays it's like DLC is basically a small add-on into a game, right?
Yeah.
Downloadable content. But nowadays, if you want that downloadable content, it's like what, $30-$40 additional to whatever you paid on top of the game.
Yeah, games are expensive nowadays.
It's
so
not
expensive.
A complete game. It's just literally maybe 2-3 hours worth of content, and that's it.
Are you trying to say Call of Duty is has that issue.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at you, Warzone. No,
I mean,
Modern
all the
Warfare
games,
3.
a lot of that shit has that.
Yeah.
It's so problematic. The Assassin's Creed have the same thing, but you know what? Some games have updated in such like kind of like No Man's Sky, where like
Free updates.
Yeah, free updates. But the thing is, for example, like Rust just celebrated its 10 years. Like it's been
Really?
around for 10 years. Yeah.
Wow, that game's been
They're
around.
having Twitch tournaments with like gajillions of streamers that like all are in this tournament.
Oh,
They're
wow.
all big names. Like Disguised Toast was in it.
Mhm.
Like Wellen, who's like a Rust person that's
Mhm.
in it, right? Like these are huge names. They're doing free skin drops by watching the streams.
No
By the
way.
like,
Wow.
fucking Valorant, where are your free skin drops?
Yeah.
Where? Like on Rust, the skin drops are like $2.75 for like one sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more if it's like a nicer one. Like what the hell, man?
Yeah,
Like,
you feel companies should do that more, right?
yeah, like Valorant's very big because it's competitive.
Yeah, it's,
And so
it's
there's a
under
whole-
Riot.
yeah.
They have a bunch of different games
So
under
they're
their
like,
belt.
oh, we don't need to, but you should though. Like you should do this and like give people free skins and shit some kind of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything.
The funny thing is they do it for League of Legends. Like it might be ending soon, but the Amazon Prime one,
Yeah.
they give you for League of Legends.
They don't give you free skins.
Yeah, they do.
No, I
Amazon?
get no free
You
skins.
have to
Amazon-
sign up for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you have
No,
to,
I do.
you attach
Mine's attached.
You
don't get no free skin. You
I
get
get free skins.
what?
Yeah, I get free skins.
I get boxes,
Yeah, you open the boxes, there's a free skin in there.
but then you have to pay for the free skin.
No, you don't.
What?
No, it's unlocked for you
You
permanently.
suck at gaming, huh?
No, because like I don't know, when I open it, the skin goes into that that icon area, but when you click on the skin, you have to unlock it.
Oh, I got a few free skins. I don't know.
What the hell?
I guess maybe it's just an RNG thing.
What the heck, yo, Riot makes so much money.
Yeah.
So much money.
My friend,
That's why I'm thinking like they should do the same thing for Valorant,
Yeah.
like bundles.
yeah,
Yeah, because then like that'll definitely generate love. It's because like Valorant is like if you like skins and stuff, it's like, dude, it costs so much. It's like you can't get
really
you can't
need to
with
lower the prices.
yeah.
And like stop copying and pasting. We're not blind.
Yeah. That's why you see me go gun shopping on the floor every so often.
Yeah, me too.
I'm keeping this forever.
Dude, I have so many skins on Valorant. So bad.
Oh, really?
I've
But you spend real money on it?
Oh.
Shoot. See, that's how Riot makes so much. Yo, Ryan is balling that company.
Even on Rust, I spent so much money.
Oh,
on it.
really?
So bad. Like you know how like when you scroll down something, like I have to scroll like 6 or 7 times.
Oh my god, dude!
Like
So one of my friends, I have a couple of friends that work at Riot, and Riot is a ballin' company. The reason I know that is because on one of the stories, he was at Universal Studios. So I was like, oh, you're at Universal? I'm like, oh, that looks fun. And I started seeing Riot logos everywhere at Universal Studios. I was like, wait, is that a Riot logo? And then I asked him like, hey, yo, did Riot just book the whole Universal Studios? He's like, yeah, they booked the whole place for us for an event. I'm like, what? That's crazy. And they have like those spotlights with like the thing moving around the ground. So like Riot owns, like booked it. They want you to know. And all the food, everything is covered. All the rides. So I'm like, you got free rides? It's like, no line. He's like, yeah, no lineup. Just go and you just go on it. Like, damn. I was like, that's how ballin' Riot is. All those cosmetic skins people buy, if you buy that, they work for a live service game.
I'm okay with live servers doing more updates.
Yeah.
Like, it is a pain for some computers because some people just can't afford a computer that like can constantly keep up with the shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
after a couple updates, like I can't play the game anymore. The file's too large. It doesn't run on my process. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
like the graphics need an update, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
texture profiles.
But like working for a live service game sucks.
It does,
though.
yeah.
Like you get no breaks. As soon as you're done one season, you're already on the next one.
You got to be like Rust, where like their team is so small and they run such a big thing. So then when you ask for help, nobody responds. Nobody responds. Like when you log into an official Rust server, everyone's calling each other the N word.
Oh
Everyone's
my God.
screaming at each other, like everyone, like the F word. And I don't mean like the fuck
Yeah.
F word, the other F
Oh,
word.
wow.
Like people are straight up calling everything like it doesn't matter.
It was bad.
Yeah, you spawn in, little kids are like just kills you and just teabags you. Like that's the most toxic thing ever. Like if you take League of Legends and like Call of Duty and Valorant, and you jam all those people in one place, and they all have to be on an island and survive. That's what fucking Rust is.
No, but I heard it's like a pretty. They're nice people in there. I saw like a couple of YouTube videos of people.
I mean, the premise of the game is to survive,
right?
So I mean, as much as nice as certain people are, they'll eventually end up
But I
killing
heard
you.
the game like is it every couple months the server gets wiped and everyone starts from
Every
scratch
month,
again?
every month. Well, depending what kind of server you play on,
Yeah.
like there's something called blueprints. So like it's your ability to like build stuff,
Yeah.
and, like create stuff, craft things, and so you have to get scrap to like build up to stuff. But some servers won't wipe that, so you can like still craft
Build.
what you can craft.
Oh,
But-
I see.
But in official servers, everything is wiped. Your base gets wiped. Your ability to craft stuff gets wiped. You don't own anything anymore.
Yeah.
Every wipe, everybody starts out fresh, which actually like is kind of a nice part of the game.
Yeah.
What you retain is your skills, like your
Yeah.
personal skills, and you just play the game.
Yeah.
So nobody like dominates the server every time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh.
Yeah.
Unless you have no life and you can continuously play it like
Yeah.
nonstop for hours on end.
Well,
Because then it's like the first hour of life, you see like people already starting to build like a sky high base. You're like, wow, really?
Or you're like playing with like 8 friends, and they're all just like they're all good at the game. Yeah. Like if you one of the worst feelings ever in that game is like you log in and you're so overwhelmed by what someone else is doing. There's nothing you can do. Like
Yeah.
one time, like I logged in, I was just trying to meet my friends somewhere in the map, and there's like 800 people online. I'm like, I'm gonna try to live, and every 5 minutes I would die.
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
god,
yeah.
really?
At one point, I was running across the map, and there's 6 naked people with spears following me. And like, I was like, oh, it's fine. They won't kill me because I'm so far away. They all started chucking it and like started getting more wood. And they
Oh
kept
my
crafting
God,
more
really?
spears. And that was their whole initiative was just to kill random people with spears.
And the thing is that you go to sleep, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And then when you're asleep, can't they kill you?
Oh yeah, they can come into your like if they can break into your base, you're dead.
Oh my god,
You
yeah,
lose
that's
everything.
that's why I don't play Rust.
That shit's live. Like it's constantly live.
Yeah. Hey, if it works,
But
everyone
10
loves
years
the games.
though.
That's
but
huge.
They've updated so much stuff that's actually like, oh, they like put in boats, like boats you can live on. They put on like auto crafting, like you can build that now.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can like there's like sorting things, so you can build a sorting machine so that you can like when you have all your loot, you can throw it in a box and just go to all the
Oh,
boxes.
what?
Yeah, like
Oh,
it was
shoot.
such a big deal when it happened. And
Yeah.
you can like there's so many electrical things you can build, like turrets and whatnot. And you can build
Oh,
heating
it's
stuff.
crazy.
You can build a farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can auto timer so that the farm like the water comes down at a specific
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like it's just like why can't we have more games like that where like I'm not saying you have to build that right away.
Yeah.
But like, hey man, like build something basic and that it's
Build
gonna be
upon
a
that.
decent game. And then just start
Add-
like
yeah, add on
adding more
into it,
shit.
yeah.
Don't
So-
promise all this shit.
So it's what you're saying is better to go less ambitious, and then from there maybe do updates that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like if you do just build the base game, maybe don't make it as expensive. And then if you do want to charge for your DLCs that add on to that content permanently, then people will buy the content
Yeah.
to add on, right?
But isn't Rust an indie game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the difference between indie and triple A games. Triple A is like top tier movie level games,
Yeah.
right? And then indie games is like small team, doesn't have to look great, but
But it
that's-
actually does look really good now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why
really
indie
good.
games are booming is because they focus more on gameplay
Yeah.
and aesthetics. Some of them look good because it's
Yeah.
very stylized, have their own style.
Yeah.
But triple A tends to be more of like next gen,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
future. Like
Yeah.
gameplay, like it blows your mind. I think everyone is setting the standard way too high for
I think so
gaming
too.
now, which makes it very hard to push. But it sucks because the studios are also trying to push the next level, and other studios are using that as a comparison. Be like, okay, we have to be better than this,
But
or
I
this
think
is
that's
the bar.
so dumb
Yeah.
because, like, for example, games that are really successful have had predecessors. So they have something to build upon. Even though they're not one game that lasted 10 years, like Final Fantasy has always been like 7. Like,
Yeah.
they always had a predecessor and they just had, oh, I have this thing. I'm going to add something next to it and push it into the next story.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, it's so much easier for them to do, even though obviously they have to do a lot of things. So,
Yeah.
but like all these, like, oh, I'm surprised how good Harry Potter came out.
But isn't
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy is the same thing, isn't it? It's like Assassin's Creed. You just reuse the same name, same fan base, not really a new IP.
It is a new fan base. Yeah. But I think they did try to change the gameplay where like not like it's sort of turn based. It's like turn based where like you can kind of like do things in combination. Also, one of the Final Fantasy games, you're actually jumping around.
Yeah.
So they've changed some of the stuff, and you're not summoning Aeons much in some of the games.
Yeah.
Like, so they have tried to make changes. How successful, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, they still look amazing. They play amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I think I have a lot less complaints about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Harry Potter though, that game is great.
Oh my god! Like, how did that end up? Like, it's the first of its kind, and it's so good.
It was I think that company was new too. It's a new company.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a new company. That was their first game. So I'm like, hey, that game did really, really well. I thought world building, amazing, great job. Quest, I just thought the game was done really, really well.
Rockstar should have did Harry Potter. I'm telling you, that's basically what
they need to bring back Bully. I miss that game so much. Bully is like a high school version of GTA.
Really?
It's like, and it was made in Vancouver too. We had Rockstar here, but they shut down.
Oh.
So that was one of the few games we worked on, and that game was amazing. I wish they bring it back.
School bully?
Yeah, you basically, the premise is that you go into the school as you got transferred. You're like kind of like a delinquent, new start. Get in there, separates into two different groups. There's the jocks, there's the nerds, there's the high, like the super high class ones think they're better than everyone, and I forgot the Dungeons and Dragons one. They're the geeks and there's the nerds.
Yeah.
So there's 4, and you're basically trying to like make friends with everyone, but you go to class, you do skills, but you like level up your skills, and then you start beating up teachers too if you want. Yeah. So you get like, you pull wedgies, you stuff people into the locker, but it's like GTA version, but kids version.
Oh.
It's so fun. And you go around on your bike and oh my god, story is done really, really well. I wish they brought that back, honestly.
This guy's promoting bullying.
No, the game is literally called Bully, and you're bullying people in that game, and it's fun.
We just had this conversation. It's like, do you want kids playing online? You're like, just give them a tutorial on how to bully kids in high school.
It is a great game.
Like, post on Facebook that he's an asshole.
But yeah, I think gaming is really getting to the point where we're setting the bar too high.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. We're just like producing crap.
And which means higher the game quality, higher the production, which equals more money. So that's why a lot of in the business standpoint, like games aren't cheap anymore. You spend like $1 million, $2 million easy to make a game.
We're not even touching on the virtual game. That's just all PC and console.
Damn, we should talk about that next time.
Yeah.
VR. We should have one person doing VR and then the other person start like describing what does VR feel like.
Hey, what do you see? I don't know.
Yeah, MetaQuest 3 came out.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
a new one. So hey, maybe we'll have one on the next podcast. Who knows?
Derek's all like, this porn makes me want to throw up.
You see Derek doing this. wait, that's the wrong motion. Derek, what are you doing? Nothing.
I'm at the gym.
Lifting weights.
It's the shake weight.
Shake weight.
Derek's all like, how come it's not in front of you?
What kind of game you playing? What was it? Like Power Washer? There is a Power Washer game.
Is that insane?
Yeah.
That, like, simulator games?
People love simulator games.
Yeah.
But my perspective is like, why would you want to come back from a day of work and play a simulator game? It's like you're doing work, come back and do another work. But hey,
it's also like, hey, what is it like to work a minimum wage job?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally like, there's the fast food restaurant games. Like, you work as a chef, like all the games where you just make food and you like serve the food, fall off a cliff, because that's also part of the game, right? There's like the ones where you're power washing. There's the goat simulator.
Oh my, yeah. Yo, that's kind of fun.
The lawnmower thing, you can like just play on a lawnmower. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, gaming is evolving, but at the same time, hey, sometimes people just want to play basic stuff, you know?
Yeah, but I guess let us know in the comments below if you think well, this year I think was an exception, but if you think gaming in the recent years the new games have gotten worse or better in your
Better.
opinion?
And do you think that the expectations of gamers is ruining gaming? Pretty good.
Also, what do you guys think is the shittiest game?
Yeah, I
all
want to
time?
hear about the crappiest game you ever played. All right. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you like this today's episode. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you get those updates. You can find us everything in the link tree. We're on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, IG, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see everyone on the next one.
Okay.
Bye.